Hello, all. Welcome to Actual Play, Agon, not Girl by Moonlight, but that's just because I can't ever remember to update that. What's playing before we stream? Anyways, welcome everybody to our fifth game. It's exciting times. The mountain is crumbling. The gods are peeved. The heroes are going to get somebody married or killed or something. We'll see. I'm with all these amazing people. Naja, how are things with you?
Hi, I am Naja Otikor. I am very excited about this wedding that is going to happen. Exploding Island, be damned. I put a lot of work into this. So
as wedding planner, I feel like, yeah, you
I'm an event logistics person, and I swear to God, if they fuck my shit up, I will never forgive Aries ever. John, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm not going to interfere with your event planning. I know how badly that would go. I don't know if I'm looking forward to the wedding. I kind of am. I was thinking maybe I had a connection with one of the potential people. I mean, maybe that's still on the table. I don't know, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. And the murdering part also still kind of up in the air. Mainly, I'm thinking about the island rumblings and the potentially supernatural shiz that we have to face. So that'll be a chance for me to do a little flexing, show off my heroic nature, get some glory and whatnot. That's my general plan. Yeah. Karen, what about you?
I'm regretting not taking part of this race myself so I could be super awesome. So now I just have to leap in and save everybody now that the jungle is trying to kill us.
Yeah. There's that, the rocks are sort of split and they're just kind of trash compactory, slowly starting to rumble and getting a little closer. Just closing in on you guys. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
You have plenty of time to run away and, escape the god's wrath and leave them behind, and you'll be totally safe and fine. Sure, that's exactly what you'll do. Yeah, cool. I'm excited. Let's figure out what we were doing. So one of the things that we didn't do in the previous games, we didn't recap because we had such a sort of a disaster. But we should recap because as we're playing this game, one of the things that we do is we mark legend, and so I will pull up that Google Doc and we'll go over all the things that folks gain legend for.
Yeah, and this new version, and this is kind of similar to how it was, but gaining glory is great for advancing your hero and keeping track in the individual sessions for like a scoreboard of sorts, and then sort of cashing it in. But legend is kind of the real deal. That's the stuff that's going to really make our heroes be legends, literally.
Yes, so stand out.
Right? Yeah.
So the great deeds are as follows. The highest cumulative glory overall. I'm guessing it's Hogne from the recent interactions, but what's everyone's glory sitting at right now?
Hogne got all the glory.
I have go ahead, Naja.
I have 30.
Oh my lord. Really?
Well, I did. All of the boxes are filled and it says plus 20 glory under that.
Mm-hmm.
So because we have not been able to advance.
Well, and you never lose glory. I mean, you spend it, but you always keep your glory total. So yeah, I think that's the most.
Yeah, well, I'm really close. I have 16.
I have 17.
So if Hogne were to die in this avalanche here,
hey now,
then,
we're a team.
Then it would be much closer. Yeah, I think you got like a series of 5, like a series of big glory awards several in a row. I'm pretty sure you got like 15 last session.
Yeah, you got a
or
ton.
thereabouts, because there were a few big challenges and you took them all.
Yep. We're gonna put you in charge.
Yep.
Because I was planning a wedding.
Yeah.
I mean, it is in truth pretty darn glorious. So you get one legend for that. Some of these we're gonna have to rethink. Most damage inflicted in a single attack. There were no attacks because we had no battles. Most damage taken in a single attack did not happen either. Highest ability roll. Let's take a look at that.
That might have been me. I had some really high rolls.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the old Rotoni.
I'm seeing 11. Yeah, Karen had a really high one, but I don't see it for some reason.
They were all at the start. I wasn't rolling really high at the end, but
I got a 15 for Thesla. Just
oh, that's
saying.
Right. Yeah, you did.
I don't think I count.
Thesla doesn't count.
I don't think so.
Karen, you got a 14. I'm seeing you got an 8, and then you exploded it and got a 6. So 14, I think, is the high.
Yep. That's what I'm seeing too.
Cool.
Yeah. Yep. So you're going to mark a point of legend for that. All right. Most beasts defeated in one encounter. Lots of most things defeated in an encounter, which I think it's fair to say that we had no battles. So I don't think any of those are going to trip. It's maybe we would say that the conflict where you convinced Thesla and Akeda to race. But if I'm strictly following these, they weren't defeated.
There was no like animosity there.
Yeah.
No. You proved that you were great heroes, and they took you on your word on that. All right, hallmarks of greatness. Next listing hallmarks of greatness that were demonstrated. This is not a list this list is not definitive. A true hero forgets their own path to greatness. So be alert for other hallmarks to add. For each hallmark of greatness, a hero tallies one legend. So here are a few examples, but this, again, list is not limited. Whoever bested a friend in one or more contests of skill, whoever made the rest of the band laugh, whoever led the band, whoever etched their names in the pillar of history during battle, whoever called upon a god for aid, whoever spoke to a god, and whoever defied a god. And we can add other things, but there's definitely some of this going on last session. In particular, one of you summoned Hera, asked for a boon from Hera.
Yeah, I got a boon from Hera, though I think Nadja was the one who spent it.
I spent it.
Yeah, Nadja won that contest. Went there during the sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I started it, but she finished it.
I think that counts for
Oprah.
Hogne. Yeah. Oprah Duck,
Yep, I think that counts for Hogne as
Hogne,
well.
and then during the I almost said downtime.
Where did you get that idea, Josh?
During the interlude, we had some contests against each other.
Yes.
And I think Hogne won most of those.
I definitely didn't win the hunt.
Oh, right.
The one
I did. I did just by being there.
Yeah, Marika won the hunt. That's right.
Marika's like, but I'm Marika. And everybody was like, you're right.
Yeah, I just like rolled name and did super well. I was just like, what are y'all doing? You hunting? Cool. It's cool.
Whatever.
I hunt. I also hunt. And everyone's like, yeah,
Zeus,
wow. Okay.
Whatever. Just hunt. There was two because I think there was one sacrifice, and there were two contests. What was the other contest?
Yeah,
Orate maybe.
Oh, I did call an R8 contest, didn't I?
Yeah,
I think you did.
you
Yeah.
did, and it looks to me like you won it, John.
Mhm.
Hey, nice.
You won it. So I think
I'll take a legend for that.
Yeah, one for each of you.
Mhm.
And then you best each other.
Yeah.
Where are we marking legend? I'm not
Oh, good question. Let me pull up the sheet.
kind of
I think you're
hiding
gonna
it.
have to do it in.
Yeah, we haven't added that yet.
Yep, I think you have to do it in heroic trait bonuses, or you could put it in oaths. You don't want to put it in special items, or you could put it in advances unspent.
Yeah,
Any
I'm
of those
kind of
places
marking
are
it
fine.
there.
Yeah,
It's fine.
as long as you know where it is, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a stat you're gonna have to look up often. You just want the most of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone defied a god. Well, you didn't actively defy a god. You definitely pissed off a god. But no one was like, Ares, forget about it. You just didn't do what Ares wanted.
Yeah, this is like ongoing defiance.
Yeah, it is an ongoing defiance. If you leave this island and nobody dies or is bested in battle with a sword or spear, then you will be making a test against a god, and you will be defying God by hook or crook, one way or the other. But so far, I think you've just sort of peeved a god, mildly annoyed a god. Yeah. Cool. I think that's those, and then the virtues. There are 3 virtues: the exemplar of courage, the exemplar of justice, and the exemplar of a word I'm going to have to look up how to pronounce again.
Sassafras?
Sassafras. That is exactly the word.
It's still in my notes.
I have a very fussy dog who's decided to try to burrow underneath my laptop table. So it kind of looks like there's an earthquake happening over here.
Imagine this is what's happening for all of us. The earth is shaking.
He's decided to be extremely fussy. Okay, he did the collapse. He did the dog collapse where they just go. I think he's settled.
Nice. I'm excited for when there's a loud noise and he like jumps up and knocks everything over. No, he will. He will.
No, I'm not excited for that. No.
It'll add to the ambiance of the
the island.
Sofrosani?
Sofrosany sounds right.
Sofrosany.
Sounds like how we pronounced it before. So
yes,
let's go with that.
So dictionary.com is telling me.
Sofrosany seems right.
Exemplar of Sofrosany, which is temperance and prudence. And this is, I think, is also a chance for each of you to sing the praises of your fellow heroes and remind us all of the cool things that you did as well.
So we've got justice,
courage.
Yes. Sofrosany.
I think I could see temperance and prudence going to Hagne as a embodiment of like get the wedding concept, where like instead of it being warfare and bloodshed between the two of them, like we're gonna take the more temperate route and like get them together.
I would argue that Marika showed some temperance and prudence in not competing in the race because she didn't want to have to marry anybody. She was all for like, yeah, I'll race and like show off how awesome I am. Wait, I would have to marry someone at the end? No, I can't be tied down. So she sat out and like regrets that now.
I like that also that like the stakes are like, well, somebody could marry me, but I don't want to have to marry anyone else.
Yeah, I don't want to have to be like stuck marrying someone.
Yeah,
it's not my thing.
Yeah, I can see that too. Yeah.
My question though was that temperance or was that fear of commitment?
What's the difference? Prudence,
Yeah.
fear of commitment.
Prudence, yeah. Prudence. Yeah. You didn't want to get tied down. You have many more island, although we may not play them. Marika has many more
Island
goals as well.
conquests to be
Island
had.
conquest, right? There's a whole bunch of more of them, at least a dozen.
I actually kind of agree because Marika could easily win contests. That's kind of just her thing. It's just I'm Marika, so I win. And she could have done that, but she was like, no, like.
Yeah. Well, you were about to get if you had been in that contest, you would have been in a. We didn't roll it out because it's NPCs and who cares. But you would have been in a battle against people, and you're really good in battles against people.
Yeah,
so,
that would have been pretty awesome, but I decided not to.
A good chance that you would have won that.
The D8 name die doesn't hurt either.
Yeah,
does not hurt.
Yeah, I think that was very restrained of Marika.
I want to throw out. Courage may be the wrong word for this, but I think Adrastos going up to Thessaly and just being like, hey, how about I set things straight for you and redeem your ill name was pretty bold. It didn't work out. I mean, it kind of worked out. You still got information. She just sort of has her spell on you. But I think
it's borderline.
Other courageous acts that happened during the. I don't really feel like interludes per se are. Although the sacrifice to Hera could be argued as much.
No.
The other one is Hogne doing what she knew would piss off Ares, which is having the two of them resolve their differences without a battle of bloodshed.
Unacceptable.
Yeah, Ares doesn't want to race. He doesn't care about who runs faster.
They just got to get married first. So impatient.
We have to do this in a particular order in order to win on every front.
Yeah, Ares, where's your chill?
We have our quest route planned out, and I
Yes.
don't want to shortcut to your city because you want. Fuck that guy.
Step 1, marriage. Step 2, kill everybody. Step 3, profit.
Oprah.gift. This is my new thing. I don't know if you've noticed, chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I knew the name. There's another really good gif of a woman who kind of gives this like duh look, and I don't know what it's called. Anyways.
There's the one where she's like,
yeah, that one. That's the one.
That's a great gift. She's got like the striped shirt.
Yeah.
I love that one.
That's a good one.
Obviously, I know what you're talking about.
Now we're taking the meme game directly into the game now.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So that's it. This is over. We're just purely memeing now. That's
I mean,
what
We're
this
just gonna
show
roll
is.
for meme.
We could have a contest. I would win.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that.
I was gonna say for Hogne, I would argue because I think we can only each get one, right? Like
Correct.
you can only get one of those. I would argue for justice for redeeming.
That makes a lot of sense.
The name of Akeda.
Yeah.
Being like,
Yeah.
no, they fucking cheated. You're really fast.
Yeah. And it was getting late last night, but late last game, so I didn't describe it with really do justice. But as you saw them race, it was true that Akeda was the swiftest of the two. And Thessaly, they had the boon of the four winds that would lift them up and carry them vaulting across giant leaps and things like that. And so the two were very closely matched throughout. But as Hogne determined in the end, Akeda was the faster runner. Yeah, I think justice makes total sense.
It's good.
All right. So then it leaves courage and it leaves Adrastos. It cannot be taken.
Nah,
Right?
I'm not gonna take it.
Does not take it. All right.
I would not call that courage what I did. No.
Okay. You call it some other drive?
Yeah.
Fair.
there's no legend point for that for what I was doing.
Honestly, it's just Adrastos being Adrastos.
Thirsty Adrastos.
That's what we're going to call you now.
Now? Thirsty Astrastos has been
That was
his
episode
nickname.
1.
That was episode 1. That was the first time he shot a bow and the arrow didn't even make it to the other ship. Boom.
As usual. Yeah.
All right. We also have fate that we can gain. Every hero must someday meet their fate. Fate is going to raise your name die eventually, but it also will spell your end. You gain fate. You only ever gain fate. Your fate increases automatically when your hero is defeated. I don't think any of you have been defeated in battles. When you complete a quest, that's getting real close. When you challenge a god, if God gives you a divine command that you don't wish to follow, you may challenge the god in a contest to resist the command.
Oh, so we've all done that.
Yeah, you've all done that. So we should have done that from the beginning.
I forgot that was a fate thing.
I think this may have changed because this text looks like it's newish.
That might be new. So I like that. That's good.
Yeah, everyone can bump their fate up. Which is, where is fate stored? Fate is tracked.
It is.
And
it's in the upper right
hand corner under name.
Yeah.
So what are we marking?
You just check another box of fate.
Okay.
Once the first row is filled up, you go to. Oh no, you should have.
Your first row is already filled up, Karen, because you're half divine.
Got it. Yeah.
You'll start on the second.
Mine's pre-filled. Okay.
Yeah. You start at the first box on the 10 line.
This laptop, everything is taking forever. Clicking a box is taking forever.
You want me to?
About ready to throw this shit out the window. Throwing laptop out window.gif.
Do not defenestrate.
There are lots of those. Cool. And so the function of fate is twofold. One, the closer you are to your fate, your final fate, the more recognition you have, and the higher your name die is. And two, once your fate is complete, once you've reached the top, then your hero's end happens. They're either and their end, how well they do, is dependent on their legend total. So out of curiosity, Hogne, what's your legend right now?
4.
4? Cool. So if your legend was 4 when your fate filled up, it would be in the 10 or less. Tragic end, death, and a life not remembered. If you get your legend up to 50, you have immortality. The names and deeds are never forgotten, even after the sun goes cold. Another reference that I feel like just sort of Harper slipping it in there.
I may have written that line.
Sneaky.
You never know. Never know.
So what you're telling me is like Hogne is a forgotten god in Blades of Dark.
I cannot confirm or deny that.
I mean, I think you only need to get to like the 40 to 49 to be a forgotten god. You want to be a remembered god.
It's true. It's true.
Gotta bring this into our Blades game now.
Whoever knew that ancient Greece was, never mind.
We worship the ancient god
Pepperidge Farm,
Oprah.gif.
It's not even the right joke, because anyways.
We don't know why, but we have to appease her with retweets. We don't know what that means, but
She wants something called memes.
Whence the memes?
Oh my god. Okay.
Anyway, sir, I am drinking wine. That's all I'm going to say about my behavior.
Oh, I want cookies too. Wow. Blue jay emotes are great. I need to get me some of those. Cool. So I think
normally, if we were not playtesting, we would be, for the people at home, we would be probably getting a couple fate per play session, depending, like 1 or 2, probably. So we'd be advancing over a fairly slow burn, but getting your fate all the way to the top before you get a high legend is pretty hard to do. So that's the idea, that when you play a campaign, the likelihood of getting that high legend is tricky. And then if you're half divine hero like Marika, it's extra hard because you're like much further down. So it sort of favors the normal mortals in terms of
you burn brighter but faster.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the Haxor is, if you're playing a con game, go demigod all the way.
That should just be the rule for one shots. Everyone's a demigod. Like we all know that's the hack. So you're just automatically.
Just do it.
Oh man, you ruined my trick. Now everyone knows.
Also worth noting that there are, and this has been there, and I have forgotten to mention it, but there are other ways that you can gain fate. You can raise your fate by 1 to remove all impairment. You just be like, nope, I'm no longer impaired. All my abilities are reset. And you can also raise your fate by 1 to avoid all damage from 1 attack, just like armor would. You can just be like, the gods protect me. So in the short term, that gets you closer to having a higher name die, and it does these beneficial things. In the long term, it shortens your character's lifespan. So
it's like getting exactly 1 trauma in Blaze in the Dark and then slowing your shit down.
Get that trauma so you can milk it for XP, and then
get it as soon as you can.
Yeah,
right.
And then get your shit together.
Yeah,
get your fate up to 5, so you get that. You get that sweet D8, and then just slow it down.
Got it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So yes, you can invoke those anytime. Groovy. I think we're ready to actually jump in.
Let's do it.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and do that because I didn't recover as much in that interlude as I wanted to.
Okay.
I still have 3 impairments on my character, so I'm just going to get rid of them.
Yep.
I'll take that fate. Oh no, I had 4. Good Lord.
Oh man,
Shit.
I was all messed up.
Let's see. I think I've got 2.
You sure you didn't clear all those last time?
No, I only cleared. I had 5 or 6 impaired abilities.
Oh,
so
damn.
Yeah,
I was fine.
2.
So
yeah, I cleared 2 last time. Right. I was burning pretty hot in the first go.
I'll spend a fate.
Yeah, you were using creative abilities like mad.
Yeah.
poor Drossus is there with like a sucking chest wound, and Marika's like, I have a hangnail. Man, I hate those. Don't you hate those?
Yeah, I think the most notable thing about Marika is like nothing bad has happened to her yet.
Yeah, the sunlight hits her hair perfectly and it's glowing, and like a bird lands on her shoulder, and we're like coughing up blood, and like, yeah.
I mean, a bird lands on her shoulder and then she catches it and cooks it for dinner. This is not a Disney princess.
It do be like that.
Yeah. So, when the first amphora, the first clay amphora that's on like this big, there's like this, it's these like tiered stacks of them, right? They're on, it's like a bunch on the ground, and then there's some sort of support, maybe wood support, who knows? And there's more stacked above that, and there's sort of more above that. And so in this first amphora that's up at the top level, three levels up, kind of wobbles and like tips and then shakes and finally topples over, and crashes down and explodes, and red wine just flies out from it. That's when everyone realizes that something is terribly, terribly wrong. Sure. And both Akeda and Thessala are on top of the mountain on their way down. Akeda has the lead. You've declared her the winner.
Can you remind me of Akeda and Thessala's pronouns again?
Sure. Akeda uses she and her, and Thessala uses they and them.
Okay, thank you.
And
actually,
Akeda, who is
the race, they had to go to the top and come back down.
Yes. Oh, that's true. You're right.
I mean, I don't mind if. Well, they have to get married first, so you can't fling them off of the mountain. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I see what you're trying to do, but they are going to have a beach wedding. God damn it.
Well, that's fine.
There's a whole 1 foot of beach on this island.
I mean, Yeah. So
It's
you
all
won
good.
the contest, and you won the contest, which means you're going to judge them fairly, and you decide who is the winner. And yet, and that is still true. And yet, this whole race is interrupted by the moment they pluck that first bougainvillea. Ares is just like, done. Don't care what you humans think is fun times. I know it's fun, and it's crushing all of you to death because
damn.
so that's when the ground starts shaking. They keep moving. I mean, they're not stopping up there, but they are imperiled by the fact that there's all of these rocks are starting to tumble down. And I don't know if Marika remembers that when you went on the hunt, you kept noticing that the bougainvillea vines kind of
they were
sort
very
of tangling around you, and it seemed like it was just inconvenient. You could easily pull away from them, but it seemed noticeable that they kept.
They were extremely sentient.
They were very friendly. And now you see as they're coming, Thessala, their arm is caught by one of them, and of course, because they brought no weapons on this race.
Yeah, bad move.
They strip down their skivvies. It's a race, as low as you can. They're fighting. You know, if they had a knife, they could cut it free, surely, but they're now fighting to break free. And the people, the cohorts, are surprised and panicking. Some of them are staring up in awe, like you do when bad things happen, and some of them are looking to the boats to see if they can swim to one of the boats, because none of the boats are actually docked. There's no place for a boat to actually dock in the bay. It's too rocky. So some of them are Yep. 7-second vines. That's how quickly. 7 seconds later, Tesla breaks themselves free, keeps going.
That's all. I just know vines only last for 7 seconds. So
Yeah,
I think
that's the good news.
We're okay.
It's true.
The bad news is rocks are flying. Yeah. What do you do?
So Sean, let's I think I understood what you said at the beginning there, which was Marika earned the win on her contest to judge the winner. That's still true. Yes. Oh, it was Hogne. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry. I just looked back at the rules and I must have not read that right. Sorry. Hogne still gets her technical victory because of the dice, but Ares has interrupted the pronouncement of that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I wanted to make sure I was understanding that. Okay.
And I mean, this could be interpreted in a couple of different ways. One of them is that Akeda was the one to make it to the top first, and grab the bougainvillea. She's the only one of the two that has one now. Or it could be that you just know that she's going to be the one to make it down first. You know, you can just tell that she has the lead. Or it may be that you decide that you change your judgment. You won the judgment and you get to declare the victor, but the race has been interrupted.
My first thought is to uninterrupt it and use my bow to break the vines with arrows and just kind of keep the race path
keep clear. The race as fair as possible.
Yeah.
So they can keep running and you're sniping the vines off of them.
I want to lay down cover fire.
Nice. Yeah. So we're talking about pretty long distances, right? This is a long run that they made, but you're clever-eyed and a great archer. I mean, these are the kind of feats of heroics that the Greek heroes are made for. So yeah, I think that's fantastic. I want to get a sense of whether or not this is whether or not we're sort of engaging in a battle here, or whether this is just a simple contest. And the answer to that is based on whether or not your intention is to sort of overcome this one obstacle that is this particular vine, and maybe any other vine that they they encounter, or to give them a clear path all the way down to the bottom. Because there's rocks falling, there's vines wrapping around. I mean, there are problems that they have, as well as problems that you are all about to have very shortly. Like things are falling on you as well. So
Hogne doesn't care about, like, if they get hit by a rock, they should have dodged better. But like vines tangling up your legs are distinctly unfair. Races don't have those sorts of things.
Right. Okay, cool. Then I think it's just a contest.
But they get squashed.
Yeah, you against the Peristiro Vachoi. And and I think you're I mean, seems to me like this is a contest of aim.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, the war abilities no longer have a real. It used to be that Arite, craft, and sport were kind of what you rolled in everything outside of battle, and then the battle ability is what you rolled in battle. But now that they're war, and now that all battles use all abilities, they're no longer really protected in that sense. They can be used in any contest, I think. I mean, I don't think we've formalized that, but
yeah, I think that's fine.
Cool.
Technically, we can participate by the rules of the game. By the fiction, I don't have a way to participate in this contest, so I'm not going to.
Well, you could. I mean, we've seen multiple people try and fire arrows for the same effect. You're Greeks, and you're amongst people that have been wrestling and racing and hunting for days now. There is a bow that you can race to and pluck out of the ground and pluck off the ground and pull.
That's true. I could grab
sand.
Someone else's bow. That's true.
Don't we all have all weapons now by default?
By default, yes, but I believe Justice kind of arrived in nothing but a loincloth.
Yeah, I lost all my shit when I arrived on the beach.
True.
Yeah. So yeah.
But you're Greeks, right? So if you want it, you're in a place where you can easily acquire it. So there's almost, well, that's not true. There is a reason not to try at something that you might fail at because you could get impaired. But if you don't try, you're going to give Hogne away the glory.
She already has such a big lead. Yeah, that's the main issue here. Let me hang on. I just got rid of all my impairments. Let me see what I can throw into this.
Yeah, you're good to go.
Cunning, for instance, as a creative ability would make a lot of sense. As
insight might work.
Insight to predict when
athletics kind of makes sense.
I mean, you could run up there and try and help them as well, but that's a little outside the context of this particular. Because if we were in a battle, I would say, oh yeah, sort of all actions are on the board. But right now,
well, if you use a creative ability, you can do whatever you want, right?
Absolutely.
So it's still an aim contest that Hogne is doing, but we can burn other things. So
exactly. Right.
Yeah, I mean, the glory situation is out of whack. We got to try to chip away at that lead. So yeah, I'm gonna get involved.
Considering that the glory here is going to be, I'm going to be rolling 2d8. So we're looking at 5 glory to the winner. It's not impossible to catch up with Hogne in a couple good rolls, or she's going to take the lead even further. It'd be exciting.
Yeah, what do you have in aim, Naja? Like D8?
Yeah, just a D8.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna burn my insight. I'm gonna try to compete with you. Because there are a lot of vines. Obviously, Hogne is an incredible archer, and she's gonna be. If no one else was shooting, she would be rapid firing or whatever. But I think there's enough stuff there that if everyone is shooting, that it makes some sort of sense. It's not like one shot is deciding the contest. We can all kind of fire, and it's not too silly, I don't think. So yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Why I gave them a D10 name die? That is not correct.
Better be some legendary ass vines.
Well, it's the rocks themselves, but
It is, yeah, that's true. It is the island, but
it's the island.
still, that's kind of high.
Yeah.
What's the Strife is at 8 now, right?
Strife is at 8? Yeah. Cool. So I'm gonna roll.
Yeah, you should go first, then we can decide.
Yeah.
How much we want to burn. Seven. Oh, that's not what I wanted to see.
That's tough.
Yep. And Akeda pauses. She stops when Thesla suddenly is ripped out of her stride or their stride. They're running and suddenly they're yanked off their stride, and Akeda hears that their sandals sort of twist and a noise, and you see her stop and look back, and then there's this moment of do I keep running to win, or do I help my fellow Greek? And she has this split second of indecision.
Wait,
and
this is Thesla?
This is Akeda.
Akeda, okay. Sorry.
Akeda looks at Thesla as they've been snagged by this vine, and they have this moment of indecision, and that's when your arrows fly, and we find out. If you free them, and then Akeda can act or not, then she can decide what to do. But you are slightly faster than she is. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna roll my aim.
Cool.
And I don't have extra dice.
Oh, Marika, are you getting involved in this?
Yeah.
I mean, again, you're daughter of Zeus, freaking plants, right?
How far away are they?
I think they're very far. I mean, they're up at the top, and these are pretty legendary shots you're firing right now.
Okay, I'll go with bow then. Yeah, I don't have time to run up there.
Right. Yeah. If you wanted to use another ability, sorry.
By bow we mean aim, because
by bow we mean aim.
Okay. I'll go with aim. Yeah.
Aim. Yeah.
Yeah. If you wanted to use, you have to use aim, but if you wanted to use another ability as a creative ability, you could describe, chucking your sword in this incredible heave that's not realistic in any sense. Or
I'm throwing in my athletics die because I'm going to anticipate their route. If I was running the race, this is where I would go. So I'm going to shoot ahead of them to clear the
path,
a good path. It is as if I was the athlete in the race. I'm going to be okay, they need to go here, and I'm going to fire at
I like it.
The right spot.
I would like to use my athletics to parkour up to an area where I could have a better shot.
Sounds good. You do
parkour
get closer to the various threats in doing so, but they're there no matter what. I mean, as you're doing all of this, as you're stopping, as you're doing anything but just getting the hell off the island, you're seeing more rocks flying down and vines reaching out towards you. And great spirited Adrastos, son of Circe.
Got a 4. I rolled a 1, a 3, and a 2.
Boy.
Does that? Oh, don't you have +2 on insight?
No, I'm using athletics.
Oh, using athletics.
Yeah.
So how did a 1 and a 3 and a 2 give you a 4?
I don't know. I'm trying to read this outcome because I didn't roll a 4.
I see a 4 on one of the dice. It's
that's my name.
8th die or something. Yeah.
That's why it didn't max out, because it's not the D4. Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Can I add my insight to this roll? I designed the race path, and I can create this corridor of safety.
Yeah.
Am I able to pile my insight on top of my aim?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the answer is always yes when you want to use a creative ability. It's just you describe how you use it. I never get to say no, that doesn't apply. The author of this game had this weird idea that people should be able to pick what abilities to use sometimes. Like not all the time, but like sometimes.
That's a crazy idea.
It's a crazy, ludicrous idea.
Oh, we're talking about John. Okay.
I love it.
I didn't get the joke.
So I got a 6 on my aim.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But I have a +2 in insight.
Oh, okay.
Does that
did that get factored in, or is that?
No, I wasn't sure where to put that in the prompts.
Okay. I think when you
there's like a bonus thing, yeah.
There's a thing that says like bonus. And
well, I fucked it up, but I got an 8.
That's okay.
Okay. You got an 8. Oh. Marika, you thought you had it.
Damn it.
If I could, I think there's like this wonderful slow-mo of them like running downhill, and there's like this perfect corridor of arrows like lining their way, and Here Comes the Bride is playing in the background. Saying charge down the hillside. This is what's happening in my mind. Feel free.
This wedding is still happening.
Yeah. Right. They are definitely walking down. She's got a
bouquet.
They have a bouquet. She has Akeda has a bougainvillea in her hand. They are definitely coming down the path together. And yeah, I mean, in terms of like what we envision, you know, how sort of superheroic your characters are, like I mean, you're people firing arrows. So I don't think that there's I'm not envisioning like hundreds of them, right? But I envision that every time one of the vines would go, one of you in a particular hog day, like knows where to fire and is splitting that, you know, as the vine reaches out, it just is cleaved in half. Nice. Let's get your glory. You rolling, it's a D8. Did I do that wrong last time? So I thought for some reason I thought D8 was 5 glory. It is 3 glory. And Marika, you won. You were the aggressors here. So you won. So you got 1 glory.
I won.
Well, Marika beat the rocks. You tied, and you were the aggressor. So the tie goes to the winner, or tie goes to the aggressor. So everyone who wins gets 1 glory, and then the person with the highest roll gets 2 more. So Hogne gets 3, and Marika gets 1.
Got it.
And
okay.
Does that make sense?
I'll take it.
And Adrastos's aim is impaired.
And I also impaired my insight.
And yes, you impair your creative abilities. Yeah.
Got it. I'm getting there.
Yeah, no, it's good. Great. Yeah, it's uncanny. I mean, your arrows fly truer than any arrow should. As some of them flee, you hear one of them say, only clever-eyed Hogne could fire a bow so true, as they like run to the boat, like, I will tell her tale.
Hogne lowers the bow and does Oprah.gif. I can't be stopped.
They say nothing of Marika and Adrastos. They do not speak their names.
I've almost got my bow strung. Like it's real close. Real close.
And that's when a giant rock comes toppling down, and you sort of see it in slow motion as it's coming down, and it is about to crush the people below it, which include yourselves and several others of the cohort. What are you going to do? You realize that your stance is untenable. Actually, that's not really true. That can't be really true, because some of you sort of separated. Hogne, who stayed on the ground, and Adrastos, who stayed on the ground, you are about to be crushed by a giant rock. Marika, you ran ahead. You used athletics and ran ahead.
I parkoured to a better vantage point.
So vines are about to grab you. but that's not what's happening in the very immediate moment.
Fair enough.
And now that there's a real threat to your physical well-being, I do think we should engage in a battle.
All right.
Because we're not talking about the good news is you've cleared the path for Akeda and Thessala. They're going to make it down. But you have not saved yourselves nor their entourage.
They're going to make it to the church on time, but the church might be crushed by a rock.
I mean,
the church might be a crater.
We'll find out. I mean, it could be a very lovely wedding rock. It could be a gift to them, maybe. We'll see.
The world's biggest ring.
And
should we take our break, Sean, and then come back and do our battle?
Yeah,
Does that sound good?
Exactly. Let's come back in 5 and we'll do a little battling it up. All right. Thanks all. We'll see you soon.